Hi, this is Swedish massage, level 2, the back routine. And just like with other tapes, we're going to start by doing the entire back routine on one side of the body with a lot of detail and description. We'll do it a second time with lots of flow and less description. And then we'll do it a third time, pulling back and showing you the biomechanics for the routine. So let's begin with compression. We're going to use compression all over the back, all the different muscle groups to stimulate circulation and lymph. And notice we can do nice fast pumping or deep sustained pumping across the shoulders, between the shoulder blades. We can work the scapula, just all along the surface there, down the erector muscles, so I am to the side of the spine. Right in the lower back muscles. Here I am placing my hands and sinking in. It's not a landing. It's a place and sink. Place and sink and release. Sink and release. And so it should feel very nice, not aggressive. Here on the sacrum. So notice it's really a sink. Sink, not a push, push, push. Once again, as with all the strokes we do, it comes from the core of my body, and notice my hands are soft. Here, working around the gluteal muscles and into the hips. And then I might work back up the body. And to the shoulders again to finish. Then we are going to drape for a back massage. So we come all the way back to the hips, just at the gluteal cleavage. And I can even put Stephanie's hands here to anchor the drape so that it doesn't creep. And now to spread the cream. And so this has not changed for Swedish level 2. Once again, we're going to use nice, long effleurage, finger painting. Because we are doing some of the more advanced techniques here, before you would move on to these techniques in your massage, you would probably begin with some of the techniques from Swedish 1. Some of the more superficial techniques, some techniques for warming. Some of the more fluid techniques for linking and connecting the back. But for the Swedish routine, we begin by doing cross fiber through the muscles between the shoulder blade, the scapula, and the spine. There are Christmas tree-like muscles here. And we're going to begin by doing cross fiber, which would mean we're moving in this direction, across the fibers of the muscle, from the spine to the scapula. So to the medial border of the scapula. So make sure you can palpate that. You can also see it. I'm going to begin with reinforced thumbs. So once again, remember we're going to be practicing sinking in. So I'm in the core of my body. I place my thumbs. I sink from the core of my body into the tissue, and then I move. Remember, I'm going to be feeling for that therapeutic zone, the zone where the tissues let me in. I want to move at a pace that allows me to listen to the muscles. I'm going to move now to reinforced fingers for the same stroke. My hands stay soft so I can listen. As I begin using techniques that move deeper into the body, I want to make sure I'm hearing the body let me in, that I'm not forcing my way in. And next I'll do the same stroke with a soft fist. To do a soft fist, I want to create a complete fist, not too tight and not flattened here or here. I want to use this surface of my fist. Okay, I may use the knuckles on either end to use sort of as a cleaning edge. I'm going to scoop up under the muscle tissue, sink in, and then gently move through the tissue. Remember, this stroke here is just working with the muscles between the shoulder blades. We can take this all the way back down the back, but right now we're just using it between the shoulder blades. So notice once again, I scoop up, catch the tissue, move slowly through the muscle belly. And remember, I'm moving the stroke from my legs and my feet. And as I get to the end, I release. From here, we're going to do fists, circling the upper aspect, the superior aspect of the shoulder, the trapezius muscle. Once again, soft fist, I don't let them collapse, but I don't make them hard either. And notice I sink down, around, and up, and down, around, and up, making a nice fluid loop, but really getting those two places where we tend to get knots, right up here. All right, next I'm going to use my reinforced thumb. And remember, I'm doing it by placing the thumb along the thenar eminence of the other hand. I'm going to get my pressure through this hand. And what the client is going to feel is the surface of my thumb. But my thumb doesn't work. My thumb just sits there. The hand will be what drives it. I'm going to show you the stroke once with just the thumb. I start here at C7, and I'm going to move across the superior angle of the shoulder. Have a feeling that for you guys to see it, let me do it on this shoulder first. So I place my thumb here, and I'm going to move across here. But because it's reinforced, that's what the stroke looks like to you. Remember, I want to make sure I don't crank this wrist too much. So I'm going to angle it so I can get that pressure without hyperextending my wrist. And I'm just making a stroke right across the top of her shoulder. And that's what that stroke looks like. We'll move now to the scapula. This is a very important area to work. Remember, the muscles of the scapula are in a pie shape. And so you want to get all of those muscles and their attachments out here at the humerus.